Alright, this is wrapper class practice B. I accidentally did not include it in the previous video, and so this is a separate video. Okay, this is the second method, or second way to write code for using a wrapper class to convert a string to an int. And so you should have already changed the name of the class header, or the name of the class, to B, and then did a save as. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to, first of all, we're going to remove the string variable or memory location, because we're not going to store the input from the user in a string in this case. The next thing we're going to do, since we're just going to have num1, which is an int, we're going to store it in num1, store the user input. So we're going to change this to num1 and take off the str. And then you say, well, how can we do that? Because this is going to produce a string, and you can't store a string in an int. Well, we're going to convert it in this line. Okay, so we're going to remove this line, because we're going to store it, or we're going to convert it in the same line as the input dialog box is on. And so we are going to then eliminate this memory location. And so then we're going to remove that. All right, so what we want to do then is, as we said before, this is going to produce, let's say, a 15 as a string, and we can't store it in num1 because num1's an int. So we're going to convert it. So we're going to do the same thing as we did last time, only just in a different location. So we're going to go integer, which is the name of the wrapper class, dot parse int, and I'm going to go down a little ways, and now the parentheses. The parentheses are going to go around the portion of the code that's going to produce a string. Well, what's going to produce a string? Well, the string is going to be all the way from J option pane to enter an integer. So this whole part is going to produce a string even if the user types a number. And so what we're going to do is put parentheses around that whole thing. So parentheses here and end parenthesis here. All right. So here's what's going to happen. The user sees enter an integer up here. The user types in the 15 and clicks on OK. So this is a 15 that's recognized. This part recognizes that 15 as a literal string. And then this parse int method, used by the integer wrapper class, then acts on this literal string that's inside these parentheses and converts it and stores it in num1. And so in num1, it's stored as a regular, or an int 15. That's what's going on. Doing it all in the same line. So in the next line down, then num1 is called, and it returns an int as a 15, which can be used in a calculation, produces a 75. And so then when product is called, it produces a 75. All right, that's the second method. The first method, we had two variables, one to store the string input, one to store the converted string. In this case, we eliminate the need for this variable that's going to hold a string, because it is going to, the 15 or the string is going to be converted in the same line. And so before it gets to this variable here, it's going to go through its conversion process and then so be stored as an int. All right, that's the second method.